National Lampoon's Movie Madness was released in 1982. This is directed by Bob Giraldi and Henry Jaglom, and I apologise if I mispronounced any of those names. And we have quite an extensive cast because we actually have 3 separate stories, and I decided to watch this because Rhea Perlman's in it. Rather briefly, in the third story, and I'll talk about that when we get there. In general, I'm not a huge fan of anthology-based films, but I'm starting to watch more of them. And I didn't mind this. I didn't love it. But as a one-time watch, it was good fun. The 3 stories are parodies of popular film genres. We have a personal growth film called Growing Yourself. We have a soap opera parody called Success Wanters. And then we have Municipalians, which I can't pronounce properly without really thinking about it. And I'm still not sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, which is a Culp story parody. And I won't go into too much detail about any of them because obviously all 3 of them are quite short. The film is about 90 minutes and I think they're of equal length. I didn't time them. I probably should have done. I probably should have remembered or thought about writing down their durations, but I think they were of generally equal length, so I don't want to go into too much detail, but the first one is about an individual who decides to raise his children on his own and get rid of his wife, and I think out of the 3 stories, it was actually my favourite. I think it was really good fun, it was well executed, the characters were quite interesting. We have Peter Riegert playing our protagonist Jason here, and in general, it was a fun story. I don't think any of them were necessarily laugh out loud funny, but I still had a lot of fun with it. The second one was maybe my least favourite. This is Success Wanters, and we have Dominique played by Dusenberry, and she's a recent graduate, and it's about her finding her way in the world, and it's actually quite a I don't want to say elaborate story, quite an elaborate story, but it's certainly got quite a lot of detail in it for being a short film, and a lot happens in a short space of time. So even though it's maybe my least favourite, I'd also say it's maybe one of the most unpredictable, and that meant that it was quite interesting. So I didn't dislike it, it's just maybe my least favourite, but there's a lot of variety in this one, a lot of unpredictability. We have Fred Willard. I love Fred Willard, so the cast there was definitely quite satisfying. And then the third story is, as I said, this is the cop parody, and we have Robbie Benson as the police officer and Christopher Lloyd as our culprit. And again, I don't want to say too much of what it's about, but I love cop-based films, and I'm quite a fan of cop-based parodies. And this one works really well. And as I said, Rhea Perlman is in this, and on IMDb, she's not listed on Wikipedia, but on IMDb, her character is referred to as Little Jewish Prostitute, which I thought was quite a description. So definitely a fun short story and generally well written. It's not overly complicated. It's straight to the point. The characters are well written. The performances are very good. As with the previous 2, I don't think it's necessarily laugh out loud funny, but it was amusing enough. As a parody film, it works well, and I thought it was pretty decent. Visually, it's absolutely fine, no problems with any of the technical aspects. The performances are really good. The length of each of the stories is very good. I feel like all 3 of them could have been a feature-length film if they wanted to, but they also work well being a little bit shorter. And in general, I have no complaints. I doubt I'd ever watch it a second time, but I was very curious to see what it was going to be like, and we have a great cast, 3 generally well-written stories. If I were to rank them, I'd say Growing Yourself, then Municipalians, and Success Wanters in that order. But in general, I didn't dislike any of them, and as somebody who doesn't care for anthology films in general, I enjoyed it more than I expected. Do I recommend it? Sure. If you're looking for something that's fun, light-hearted, with a great cast and some great performances, then give it a go. For me, as a one-time watch, I thought National Lampoon's Movie Madness was not a bad experience.